your god is dwarven, it does not have to be the same alignment as you.
Okay. So. Let's see.
Athena's a good one.
So, my character previously had worshipped one of the gods of death to maintain their connection with their dead sister. Like, basically, that was how she maintained her, like, psychic connection with her dead sister, was by worshiping one of the gods of death. Even though it wasn't necessarily, like, the focus of her own beliefs, like, it was the only way to maintain that connection. Which is another thing that continues to pull her towards the darkness. That she can't bring herself to let go of her sister.
Yeah.
There it is. So Aron is the god of life and death under Celtic deities.
Who?
Aron, Arawn. Yeah, under Celtic deities.
What's the alignment of that deity?
This has abbreviations, but I don't know what they mean.
Ellie, Annie.
Yeah,
You're like actually taking a deity?
any, yeah.
Damn, just pick Jesus. That's what I do. Legit, my God is Korean Jesus.
Yeah.
I did the Norse deity.
That's
God of death is, I don't remember the name. Trying to find it.
Hell or Hell. Something like that.
Yeah, it's really short. Where'd it go? Yeah, Hel, goddess of the underworld. Same alignment.
Okay. Well, they're all.
But
Oh,
at,
yeah.
at some point in her story, she'll end up calling on darkness in a way that compromises her character, but in order to,
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, she can call on that deity without having to worship.
right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Probably,
So,
probably Norse would make more sense for her. Since she was raised by dwarves too.
so you start with 600 gold.
Okay.
So,
Where'd the guys go?
Oh, they have to go get food or something. It's okay, it's better this way, so Dave can start you off doing whatever.
Okay.
So you guys are from New York, is that it?
No, we're from Seattle, but we moved here from Virginia.
In Virginia, okay.
Yeah.
So why come here?
Military.
Your husband's military?
Yeah.
What, branch?
Navy.
Hmm.
He's a submariner.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
So he's gonna be over at Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, the Tucson, it was supposed to come back in and go to Norfolk
Mm.
in a shipyard, but the schedules got messed up and they're too backed up to take any more in queue, so. Then they got bumped to New Hampshire, but then they were also too backed up,
Mhm.
so they ended up, the hull is gonna expire in October, so they have no choice but to keep it here and retrofit the shipyard to do the maintenance period.
Yeah.
So, gotta go to dry dock for like a year and
Mhm.
then wait, and then once it's our turn, we'll be 2 years in refuel.
Hmm. So how long are you guys staying here for?
2.5 years.
2.5 years?
So he's thinking about trying to get on another sub, just cause he just came back to sea in February and he's a little annoyed.
Mm.
Cause his last sub, they spent 11 and a half months in shipyard, the last 11 and a half months, he was in shipyard. Then he went to sea duty, or shore duty, which his shore duty was fantastic.
Mhm.
It was amazing. He learned a ton and grew a bunch and, he doesn't like public speaking, I get terrified of him, but he got a teaching command.
Cool.
So it like forced him to like grow a lot and it was fantastic. And then he was like ready to go back to sea and he's like, yes, I had a great shore duty. This is exactly what shore duty should do for you, is like get you ready to go back to sea.
Mhm.
And then he was like, and the detailer gave us the Tucson because it was coming back to Norfolk, because Norfolk was the first on our list. And then things changed after we'd already been assigned, so. Yay, so it was not expected that we would come here, but
Mhm.
here we are. So, and yeah, so he may look into, depending, there's also a ton of different schools he would love to do that are available out here, so
Mhm.
he may, if he can get on the list for those, he may just take advantage of it at least for a year,
Mhm.
and then maybe next year transfer to another boat.
That's cool.
So-
How long is you in?
He crosses 13 this summer,
A long time.
yeah.
have you guys got names for yourselves?
Yes, mine is Bren,
Brand.
B-R-E-N, nice and simple.
So he's gonna do his, full 20 years?
Yeah, that's the plan. He was hoping to make chief this year and then go to master chief by 26, but
Oh, interesting.
he's fine with staying in till like 25, 26 if he makes master chief, because then he's like, it's worth it and I can make the impact I want to make in my career. He's like, but if I keep hanging out at E5 and they don't promote me, and then he wasn't putting in for officer even, but this is his last year he can put in for officer. Well, he's at 12 right now, so he hasn't crossed 13. So if he can get back before he crosses 13,
Yep.
then he can still put in for officer, but this is his last chance. He didn't do it this last year because he pretty much takes you out of the running for chief. And he wants to be senior enlisted more than he wants to be a JO, so. Yes. That's just the trajectory he wants his career to take, like, that's just the way he wanted to go, and he feels like he can make a bigger impact in the places he wants to make them as senior enlisted,
Mhm.
than if he goes up the officer chain. So, but since he got at his last command, he got, as an E6, he got a comm.
Mhm.
He got Sailor of the Year, Instructor of the Quarter, highest review score. It's just, we cannot figure out what else he can do to make rank. So we're just like, so I don't know, he may change his mind and decide to put in a package this year, since it's his last chance, so.
Did he try to go for it before?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's a waste then. That's a
Yeah.
waste of years.
So, yeah, he's gonna try now. So, well, he really wanted chief, like, he just really wanted chief, and then he should have put in his package for officer when he was on shore.
Mhm.
That's what he should have done,
Yeah.
but he didn't, so,
How old is he?
35.
Oh, yeah, he's like at that cusp.
Yeah, we have plenty of time, like,
Yeah.
well, sort of. But we're at the crossroads right now, so, I mean, he's going to 20 either way, like, he's grandfathered into the old retirement, so it'd be
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
stupid not to.
Yep.
So his plan is to hopefully, on his next shore, if he doesn't get prototype,
Mhm.
going back to school and finishing his master's, so he can get accepted to law school when he gets out,
There you go.
and then be an attorney,
Cool.
so,
Sounds like a good gig.
yeah.
So then what do? Are you just,
I worked at Starbucks for over a decade, I was assistant manager there, and then when we moved to Virginia,